Hello everyone, Maru Prime here. Domo Maru Prime desu. So it's been a while since my last video, but I'm finally making another one. So because I've been busy with schoolworks, uni works, and here and there, but uni's finally over. I finally got some time off, so I finally got my hands on this guy. This is the Transformers Legacy Motormaster Commander's class, I believe. Yep, Commander's class. So this is one of those figures that I pre-ordered when they're up for pre-order. I instantly went and clicked the pre-order button when they are up. So, yep. Well, without further ado, let's just crank this guy open because I'm pretty sure you all know how the box looks like. First of all, I do want to say that this box right here is a really cool box because I think every reviewers and any reviewers would have said is that it does show all the Stunticon. You got Drag Strip in the little bottom there, and then you got Wild Rider, and then you got Breakdown, and then Dead End, and that very dead end corner. I get it, dead end. So yeah, I think we all know how the box is like, so let's just crank this guy up open. Okay, so I've got the whole package out. One thing I will say before I move on to just showing you the vehicle mold and the robot mold and so on is that while I do like the box, it is quite it's quite a weird sight to see that there's so much empty space. You got this much and this much, and I think everyone saw on the internet is that Motormaster comes in his vehicle mode, as I'm showing you right now. It comes in his vehicle mode. But the box is like, this big, yet the whole product is just like this. It is quite a weird sight for me because usually when I buy my toys or all my figurines and all of such, they usually, in terms of spacing, they would plan out very wellly where everything has a proper place in it. But this just feels a bit extra because of just how much space was here and here, and even looking at the truck here, you can see there's still more empty stuff where they could have just packed the figure in something in a more different order. So without further ado, let's just grab this guy out of his packaging. Okay, so I got Motormaster out. And let's just say, he looks really nice. I think any toy reviewer will say that this is a pretty well engineered and well designed truck. I mean, you got that ghastly Motormaster's chest in the back there, but I don't care. I usually, when I buy Transformers, I buy for the robot, not the vehicle. My opinion, of course. And it's a very nice truck. I do like it. It looks nice, and I like. There's a weird gap, but it's okay. For those of you who are wondering, don't worry. I know some people are going to be curious about my Menasor and this Legacy Menasor, and I will compare that once we get to his Menasor mode. But first, let's just look at the vehicle mode. But yeah. Vehicle mode, very nice, in my opinion. I do like it a lot. Now, trailer-wise, I think a lot of people, again, have said it, and it's just the fact that, for one, it's too short, because, trucks, normally they're supposed to be a little bit longer, but this is a little short, but I don't mind. I feel like they've done the best they could in terms of designing a whole Menasor into this, while also making a trailer for this. It is very nice. I do like it. So without further ado, let's get our Motormaster into Motormaster. Okay, so we got him into robot mode, and yeah, he's awesome. I know a lot of reviewers have already said this, but he is really cool. You got that very nice purple face that he had in the cartoon, and like, you know, the little tiny wheels that every reviewer has probably have mentioned here, this tiny little wheels. It is, I mean, we came a long way in terms of having a perfect Menasor, because we don't talk about Combiner Wars, obviously. But, you know, this is definitely awesome. The whites, the black, the purple, the little hint of gray, and the silver rims to put on that is just, it's beautiful. It's, yeah, that's Motormaster. So let's do a little bit of a comparison, shall we? Okay, starting from smallest, here is my legacy. Here is my legacy Motormaster with my custom cliff jumper. This is the Bumblebee one with a bit of a Toy Hacks label here and there. Yeah, here's cliff jumper. My favorite Autobot, Jazz. Motormasters is one big rifle, Optimus Prime. They look really good together. I know, they look really good together. And probably the most recent figure that I've got, Let's Win. Really cool. Okay, so I finally got Motormaster in all his Menasor transformation mold. So yeah, before I put them all together and make them Menasor, let's just take a look a little bit first, because I really want to. The chest is alright. I do like it. I like the idea of course, like every, you know, I do like the idea of using the combiner ports. If you do like to use your old Combiner Wars as the legs to just give it a bit more look, I suppose. The feet and the hands are probably the most generic things I've seen. I do like the whole, as they have shown in the sample preview, is that you know, this little purple button here makes the little panel here if you push it. The hands are really nice. I do like it, and of course, a major upgrade to what was previously the Combiner Wars hands and feet. Those were probably I think a lot of us can agree that was not the best looking thing. Although I do have some on my Combiner collection, but this is rather better looking, of course. So without further ado, let's just put them all together and we'll see Menasor. Okay, so here we have Legacy Menasor. Now, let's start off with let me just start off by saying how amazing this figure is. Now this is just one beautiful looking one. I mean, you know, while obviously you can tell that I don't have Dragstrip or Wild Rider in there on the mode, but it's okay, because I'm here to show you how this guy looks and tell you how I feel about what I think about this figure. And I'm really liking this guy a lot. So, you know, because let's just let me just start off by saying is that Motormaster is just this black, purple, and white robot, but here you got an extra bit of the silver plastics with the white just dripping down on the arms here. It's not the best looking color paint apps on it, in my opinion, but it is a nice touch. The legs are, of course, as usual, they're very nicely designed. Of course, I like the hand. I like the fist a lot. They're not the posable types or whatever, but I mean, in terms of like Combiner War stuff, if we're comparing to Combiner War stuff, these are way better because they look like actual fists compared to what the Combiner Wars were. And the head is just, I think the head looks really nice. It really does look like, personally, it does look like the G1 cartoon look. And it really is a really beautiful looking combiner. The back, personally, I think in terms of the feet, they're not the best because, but then again, that's to accommodate for the combiner for Wild Rider and Breakdown's transformation process. The back is, I think the back is a very well cleaned, is a very nicely, is a kind of a clean back, but for my copy, these arms were supposed to tap into this little rear end of the truck bit, but on mine they don't really sit very flushed on mine, so but it's okay. I think this is probably just my copy issue, so yeah, that's it. Now in terms of accessory, we have mentioned, as I think a lot of you have seen by now, is that it comes with his sword and a gun. Now personally, I'm not a fan of the sword. I like the sword, but at the same time I'm not a fan of it because on Menasor he looks really small, as if he's holding these like huge like military dagger knife kind of thing. But on Motormaster it just looks like an oversized sword for him. And the gun looks nice. It has the twin barrel looking, very cool looking twin barrel design, but it looks nothing like a gun. And whether it's Menasor or Motormaster holding it, it's not exactly a very good looking one, because if you look at him holding the gun, it doesn't even look like he's actually holding the gun, because I feel like they could have done a little bit more, I guess, engineering and design in terms of here to make it a little bit more look like an actual gun. But, I guess this looks more useful for the base mode, which I have no intention of displaying that, I think. But it is a nice turret gun thing, but I probably will just not use this. So without further ado, let's move on to comparisons. Okay, and here is the moment I think a lot of you are probably been waiting for. Here is Legacy Menasor with my Combiner Wars Menasor. I've shown this a while back. This is my take on my Menasor. This was done way before this was even announced in the works. So yeah. Obviously, in terms of like which one is my favorite, I mean, I'm not gonna be like like, oh, this one's definitely better because it's Hasbro, but I do think both are nice in their own way. I like mine for its beefy and bulky looking one. It has this sort of comic style, sort of like, how like in the comics, a lot of the comics and Transformers, where they really try to draw the beefiness of the robots. But for this guy, really feels like you're back in that 1985 cartoon. You really feel that. You can see that kind of slenderness, that kind of look and design. It's really nice. I do like it. So yeah, that's the size. And of course, my Menasor here has some of the perfect effect upgrades and some of the Combiner Wars limbs here and there. So yeah. So in conclusion, what do I think about this figure? I think this guy is pretty awesome. This is something that I think a lot of were anticipating that to be good, and it ended up being really, really good. And I do like it a lot because of just how much potential that this design had given us. Do I recommend it? Definitely. If you can find him, I would highly suggest you pick one up. Which mode would I keep him in display? Because I only have one copy and this is the only one that I pre-ordered. Personally, because I am already in love with my big guy in the back here. My big guy in the back. I decided that I would keep this guy in his Motormaster form and have him display with along with the rest of my Stunticons once I gathered them all together. This is a kind of a unique display idea that I think a lot of you will know from the Masterpiece Collector. Because a lot of the because you know, third party has made a lot of the Menasor molds, and a lot of people buy one to make the complete form and then display another one from another third party behind with the rest of the groups. I do like that idea, so I decided to use that kind of idea to display my Stunticons. So basically, you know, this big guy, my Combined Wars Menasor, is going to be the centerpiece, and then maybe the rest of the Stunticons in the Legacy release are just gonna be like lined up together as like a one King of the Roads team. I am taking a huge liking in this toy. I do like it, and honestly, will I do any modifications or just little painting and detailing? I like to say I want to try, but but because I've just gotten my hands on this figure, there are some I think it would take time for me to, you know, get a better understanding in terms of disassembling and all that. But yes, this is a very good figure, and a lot of people will say that this is probably one of the best figure that came out from Legacy. So that is all from me, and this is thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.